Okay, so I'm sitting here today building up my stash of page tabs for my junk journals. And these are just basic tabs. I haven't really added much to them or anything. So I was just kind of starting the process. And I got to this one and I did the corner diagonal punch, this one. It's yellow. I don't know if you can see the pictures on the top of that, but it just makes diagonal cuts on the corners. And I thought, when you put that on a page, and I've made this shape before, and I've never really thought twice about it, but it looks like a tag poking off the edge. I mean, if you saw that on the edge of a page in a journal, you might think it's a tag, right? So then I thought, why not make one that is a tag? And it's also a page tab. And then we could use it as a pocket. So, okay, I've not made one of these before, so it sounds pretty straightforward. Let me show you a couple of these, though. I know they're not spectacular or anything, but look at that one. I just used one of the Tim Holtz stamps. Isn't that cool? You know me. I like the big numbers, the big words. Look how cool that looks. That's a cool page tab. Very simple. I mean, a lot of times I like to add things to them, like lace or, little bits and pieces. And sometimes I leave them plain, like that one with the big numbers. I would probably just leave it as it is because it looks really cool like that. Anyway, enough of me babbling. So we're going to work on, I think it's idea number 10, and hopefully this works out. Like I said, I've not done this before, but it seems pretty straightforward. So this is just a piece of the oxide dyed photo paper. I did a tutorial on this a while back. I think I did this one on camera, but I'm going to go with this one. You could obviously use scrapbook paper, whatever, something that's somewhat sturdy because it is going to be a tab on a page as well as a pocket. So if you used, just a regular book page, that would probably be too thin. You might want to line it with another sheet of something underneath. But anyway, so I want this pocket tab to be probably about 3 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut off 3-inch strip. All right, and then, so now we're left with an 8.5 inch by 3-inch strip. Now, the page is 5.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to get my ideas journal, and I've already marked a page that I want to do this on. So let's take a look. So the pages are 5.5 inches wide. So I want the pocket tag tab to be, about to there. So then I need a little bit of room for it to poke off the edge of the page because, of course, I want it to look like it's a page tab. And then it's going to have to fold underneath and then have a little bit going to the page behind it as well. So it looks like a tab from that side. So let's say we add 1 inch for to fold over, and then another maybe 1/2 inch. So if we do 6.5, 7 inches. Okay, I think 7 inches, but if it turns out that I cut it too short, I have more of this paper, and I could just turn this and do a tag or something for something else. Okay. So I'm going to cut that to 7 inches. And then I want to fold it over. So I'm going to get the book again. Use as kind of a measuring. So I want the fold. Oh, I might have cut too much. Let's see. I fold about right there. Hopefully that will give enough to attach to the page on the other side. Let's see. Yeah, it should. It's just a little bit, but I think that will. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, now that I have that folded over, and I don't think I'm going to have to do any inking on this just because it's so dark. Yeah, so that'll be good. It'll save us a little bit of time. I'm going to get the diagonal corner punch that I was just showing you, and I'm going to use the biggest one to cut those. Okay, so I mean, that was easy enough. Let's get our book back again. And the idea is going to turn it into a pocket. Just have to decide where on the page I want it. I'm actually putting this in the last signature of my ideas journal. I kind of skip around. I don't want to, fill up one signature and the rest of them are still skinny. So I kind of decorate, different signatures instead of all in a row. So let's go ahead and glue this down. Sorry, I keep saying go ahead, and it's just, one of those things you say and try not to say it, but I still just keep doing it. Hope I'm not bugging you too much. Okay, so that, I'm just guesstimating here on this bit of glue. I think the page edge will be about right there. Then I'm going to put a little bit on the other side. We're going to have to glue that side as well. Okay, here we go. It's going to be a little tricky. It's up. All right, make sure you only have one page here. Does that look even? I don't know why I'm gluing this on top of my cutter. It was just there, and so I just kept doing what I'm doing. Forgot it was even there. Okay, so we'll get that nice and glued. I'm using Fabri-Tac to glue this down. Okay, everything's nice and stuck. Put that lid back on. All right, now let's do a little decorating. Let's decorate this tag a little bit. Tag tab, pocket tag tab. I don't know what to call it. I guess you'll see it when I name the video, right? Let's get some little bits and pieces to decorate this. Okay, so I kind of chose some ahead of time, so hopefully this will save us a little bit of time because I have a hard time deciding. Oh, you can't see what I have. Let me get it on camera. Just have some little bits here. A little bit of book page. This is from a really old French book. I think it's French. Little label, like number, of course, another number. Let's start maybe here. I was thinking the other day, we use a lot of script and cursive things in our junk journals. And, I'm hoping one of these days that I can pass some of my journals down to my granddaughters, they're still toddlers right now. But I was thinking they probably won't even know how to read cursive and script. because they don't, at least here, they don't even teach it in school anymore, how to write in cursive. So by the time they grow up, they're not going to be able to, I mean, it's going to be like hieroglyphs to them. You know, they're going to be like, what is this? What is this? These symbols in a row. It looks like scribbling in a row. What does it say? Does it say anything? This is so ancient. Isn't it? It's kind of sad. I mean, I don't know why they stopped doing it, but I do have to admit, I don't write in cursive. I mean, they taught it in school when I went to school, but that's not my first choice. I would rather print. So I don't know. Maybe that's why they stopped, because everybody uses computers and stuff now. But I just, yeah, I wonder if they'll even be able. I mean, because a lot of the letters, of course, you can tell what they are, but then there's some that, they might struggle with what is that letter? What does that say? So I don't know. Okay. Let's see how we want to do this. That look okay? I just noticed a lot of the stuff I have has straight edges, and I guess the book page is the only one that has torn edges, which is really not like me. I usually have a lot of torn stuff, but I think it will look fine. Just keep plugging along here. Now, the one that I'm gluing right now, was just from a stamp. I just stamped some scrap paper. This one was also just a Tim Holtz stamp set. I just left it right on the sheet and just stamped the whole thing and used some oxide ink to bring the green color. I think I did it on white or ivory. But I was just trying to make it subtly off-white instead of like a dramatic color. I think it turned out pretty good. And then this one, right there. Oh, you know what would be cool? Hang on a second. I thought we could use a little brad. Let's use. Yeah, I'm going to put a little brad just like on the corner of this, and then put a string on it just to add a little something, little bit of interest. Okay, so if it's going to go there, put it there, I guess. Tiny hole punch. And then the brad. And I'm going to get some string. Okay, I'm going to use this. It has like a few different strands, and they're kind of all together. Or do you think that's too much? No, I think it'll be fine. Just cut. That was a tricky way to cut, wasn't it? Okay. So how am I gonna hook that on there? Maybe this is too big. Let's see. I wonder if I should put a little glue on there, so it will not come unraveled. Is that too much? No, I think I'm going to leave it. It does seem like a little too much, but why not have something that is a little too much once in a while instead of just always being safe. Woo! You see that bubble? Blue bubble? That might look dumb. I just don't want it to come unraveled, and I didn't really have enough room to tie a knot because there's so many strands, but okay. I'm going to glue it there. I think this actually turned out pretty cool so far. Just how I imagined. I knew it wasn't going to be hard, but it's something I've not done before. I thought it was a good idea. So far, so good. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and I want to put an eyelet on the end. So let me grab that. Trying to decide if I want to use like the dark antiquish blackish ones or gold. Since this little string has gold in it, I think I'm going to go with gold. So I'm just going to punch a hole. Try to center that as best I can. All right, and then get my little eyelet. And then my little tool, we'll cinch that down. I'll put a link for this tool. It comes with like 800 eyelets or something like that. And I'm still using the eyelets. I've had it for a long time. But yeah, it's like $10 or $8 or something. I don't know. Pretty cheap, so it's well worth it. Okay, so then we have this cute little eyelet, and I'm thinking why not? Let's put a charm. I have had these for a while. I got them at Joann's, and Joann's is now gone. So I don't even know who sells this brand anymore, but I think I got them on sale at Joann's. It's cute. They have a little jump ring and a little hook on them as well. I think I'm going to use this one because it's goldish. So let me get that one off the pack. Okay, so I just went and got a little jump ring and taken this off the package. So I'm going to put the jump ring through the eyelet. We have to put it through this as well. This might be a little bit fiddly. So yeah, it's hard when you can't see very well. I'm telling you. Eyesight's starting to go, I swear. Okay, does that look like it's tight? All right. So I could have done like a bulb pin, but I thought that then it would hang down too far. And where this is in the last signature of the book, yeah, I thought the bulb pin would make it just hang down way too far. So another possibility, what I could have done is just put a pretty tie, ribbon or fabric or something, lace tie, just how you would on a tag topper normally, and then attached the charm to that. So it would kind of be here instead of hanging off the edge. That's another way I could have gone with it. But yeah, so far so good. I do have a number here I was thinking about using just here. somewhere. I think that does add something to it. Not sure if I want to keep the white border. Yeah, I'm going to keep the white border. I will do a little bit of inking though. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm working on another journal right now. I mean, besides this ideas journal, but another beautiful journal. You're going to be adding this idea to that journal too. So I like it. Let's see, here or here. I think here. Right, so the pocket should be dry as far as the glue. Let's check it out. A couple tags here we can test out. I don't know if I'm going to leave these in this journal, but I just thought it'd be nice to have a pocket because later on we'll do some kind of tags or something, and it'll be nice to have an available pocket to put whatever project we're working on in. I mean, that looks cool. Looks nice. I mean, that's obviously not a finished tag, but there's this one too. So yeah, super cute. Like it. Need to put some words or something. I mean, if you want to keep hanging out with me, I'm going to decorate this page a little bit. Okay, I've got this. It's one from one of my digitals, the big words and numbers digital. So I just did a couple of rounds of straight stitch and, you know, took the scissors and went along, roughed up the edges. And I think this is Distress Oxide Vintage Photo that I put on top. Was off-white, I think, or white, off-white. So I'm going to just attach this to the edge. So then we'll kind of have a little bit of layers going on. Okay. Oh, and then I was thinking about something else too. So sometimes I get like 2 layers of, you know, the packaging paper that comes in your Amazon boxes, you know, that brown paper, and I'll get 2 layers of it together and then just go down with a stitch on the sewing machine. And the reason I do 2 layers is because when you do 1 layer, you probably notice that the thread will pull right out because it's just too thin with one. But so yeah, I do 2 layers together and then just rip, you know, tear it down, you know, as wide or as narrow as I want. And then you can just place that on top of things and it makes it look like, you know, you've stitched something to the page. It gives you that illusion anyway. So I'm going to put a little bit of that down here just for fun. This little ideas journal has been a lot of fun so far, guys. I'm really liking doing these videos, especially today where it was kind of like, I've never done this before, but let's just, you know, turn on the camera and and just do it. So see what I mean? How it just looks like I've stitched that, but really I've only just glued it on. Kind of adds a little bit of character. Okay, so I mean I could do more, but I mean with the stenciling and everything already on there, It's already kind of decorated. So I could just go like that. And then I think that's a pretty good page. What do you think? So have you seen this before? Have you done this before? What do you think of this idea? Leave me your comments. I love to read your comments and interact with you. Yeah. Thanks for staying until the end, guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you when I create my next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.